Hey everyone, welcome back. Welcome back to another video. This is some sad news for you guys who like Red Lobster. But Red Lobster just filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy, meaning they're closing down a lot of stores. Well, restaurants, I should say. They're not really stores. I mean, yeah, you get food there, but they're like restaurants. But yeah, they're shutting them down. They're not going to shut all of them down, so you guys don't have to worry. But for people who are, interested in, Red Lobster and all that, I would go take your kids there or ask your friends, whoever, you're going with to go there while you can, because your location could shut down. But yeah, apparently we're going to have some problems with Red Lobster here. But also, if you guys haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell. You guys can stay up with me on videos and all of that. And now let's go ahead and continue the video. So yeah, Red Lobster is definitely a place that's not doing very good. They're actually struggling, in the business. They're one of the many restaurants that are struggling in business. Now, I gotta say, I've ate at Red Lobster in the past. Their food's okay. I mean, their food's not great, but it's okay. I mean, I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's as good as like going to other seafood places like Dragon Kitchen or something. Yeah, Dragon Kitchen has some, seafood. It's also more expensive. But the thing is though, is the food's also, it's real meat. Like, I think at Dragon Kitchen, the crab meat is like imitation crab or something. So this is like real seafood. But the thing is though, is, because they're so expensive, people haven't been, going there that much. I mean, they're expensive. They've always been expensive, but they've gotten way worse over the years. So yeah, it makes sense why they're struggling. But I gotta say, their diner, I mean, I don't know, I've only been to, I think, a few Red Lobsters. I don't know if I was at the one in Columbia, which is the one I'm showing you guys, because that's the one I want to go to. According to Google Maps, it's still open. But of course, Google Maps also says the other one's just temporarily closed in Jeff, but it's actually closed. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, freaking Google Maps doesn't work well half the time anyway. I'm not gonna lie, Google Maps, I kind of hate how it's set up. Like, I don't use Google Maps to find things as much. I mean, I do sometimes, but I usually use it to look up in the past at things. But it doesn't freaking work half the time, It doesn't work half the time. Like some areas it'll show older dates, while others it doesn't. It's really annoying. I might do a review on Google Maps down the road, but it's gonna be a while because I actually want to review another streaming service, But yeah, basically though, I've been wanting to go to this one. This one I think is a little bit bigger. Like, I think it looks a lot bigger than the one in Jeff. The one in Jeff's it's got a decent sized dining room, but I think this one's bigger. But I've been wanting to go to this. I just haven't, I was gonna wait till next year and go to my birthday and all that there, but that ain't gonna happen. Yeah, sadly they have announced though they're closing a lot of them down and all that, And I mean, I think a lot of this too is the pandemic. Well, in this case, I think that this one is mostly, Red Lobster's fault because they have gotten more expensive. But I'm sure the pandemic also didn't help because a lot of these places were closed for a long period of time before they opened back up and. Because I mean, other locations, heck, like in California and all that, the places were closed for like a year or a year and a half. So I think that's why a lot of places like in California are shutting down. Because believe it or not, Red Lobster is one of the locations that's shutting a lot of them down in California. Honestly, though, I think California is probably an awful state to live in my opinion. It's like way too expensive, and you got like you got constant wildfires and all that. Like I wouldn't want to live there. I mean, I wouldn't mind visiting California, but I wouldn't want to live in California, because it's how expensive it is and all that. But I think I hear that I could correct me if I'm wrong, but I hear that that's where the one of the oldest McDonald's is at too, which is pretty interesting. But yeah, but they've closed a lot of the Red Lobsters down there, and Walmart's the same way. Now Walmart, has been struggling for a while. I made a video on them. They've been struggling for a while. Like, when it comes to, they haven't been struggling too bad because people have been, shopping at Walmart, but they definitely don't have as many customers as they used to. But that's also because Walmart is honestly a horrible company. I would tell you guys, you'd probably be better off going somewhere else if you can. I mean, if you have a Walmart with you, you're probably better off shopping there. But if you got, other places, you're probably better off going, somewhere else. But, yeah, basically, though, that's kind of the thing that was California. Because they were shut down for so long, a lot of people lost money. Yeah, this pandemic screwed everything up. I feel like they could have handled it a lot better. I mean, I guess to be fair, it was kind of a last-minute thing. But I mean, technically it was and wasn't because it's called COVID-19. COVID-19. Came out in 2019. Like it started spreading and all that. But I think they'd have better ways of doing it. But it still everything was shut down kind of out of nowhere and all that, and you couldn't really go anywhere. So yeah, a lot of these places sadly closed and all that. I mean, Missouri was the lucky one. They actually opened things up right off the bat, but you were forced to wear a mask and all that. And I gotta say, wearing masks, I hate it. I hate it. I would not want to be a nurse or a doctor, honestly. Wearing a mask, I cannot breathe in the things at all. And honestly, they're not very useful anyway if you think about it, because they're basically, if you wear a mask, you gotta the germs can climb on your body and all that. So wearing a mask, doesn't do anything anyway. I mean, they basically, I think they have, they have doctors and all that wear a mask because you're mainly bending over their mouth, or you're doing surgery on someone, and you're gonna be having blood around you, so it makes sense to wear a mask there. But the thing is, with a virus or something, basically the germs can. I mean, the mask might be able to help a little bit, but they're not gonna completely prevent you from getting germs. I've seen some people that still wear a mask and all that, and I'm like, why? Why wear a mask? I mean, it's just kind of strange, but I definitely hated wearing them. I'm glad we don't have to wear them anymore. But yeah, but yeah, basically though, yeah. So Red Lobster though, is definitely one of those places, that definitely is more expensive, and that's probably what hurt them a lot because of their prices. But they definitely have, have been, been shutting places down. But I don't think they're gonna shut every place down. I don't know, but I mean, again, I could be wrong. They could end up just shutting most of the places down. But I don't know if they will or not, because Red Lobster is still a very popular place. It's the main problem is, again, it's expensive. The food's okay. I don't think the food's great, but my main problem is it's expensive. It's very expensive. So you're going to be spending a lot of money going to Red Lobster. But I feel like that's kind of like that with a lot of seafood places in general, though. Unless you count Long John Silver's or Captain D's. In that case, they're kind of more cheaper, But they don't even have real fish. I don't think Captain D's and Long John Silver's fish is really, real fish. And I've actually noticed the food doesn't taste that great anymore. At Captain D's and Long John Silver's, it doesn't taste bad, but it doesn't taste as good as it used to be. And I don't know. It could be my taste buds changing too, because when you get older, their taste buds change. But I remember really liking their fish and all that back in the day when it was in the ballpark. It's sad though, because now that Red Lobster is gone too, and Jeff. I mean, they could end up opening it back up, but I highly doubt they're going to open it back up. It's been closed for over a year now. I don't think they're going to open it back up. But now we don't have any seafood places really in Jeff except for Dragon Kitchen. I mean, you got Hibachi Grill and all that, but those, Hibachi Grill, I think, in Fuji, but they're way more expensive. Like, they're way more expensive, than other, places. Like, I think you could actually go to Red Lobster cheaper than that. But Red Lobster, again, it's still expensive. I mean, you'll get some food, but I definitely wouldn't recommend eating there all the time. But, I mean, I never really ate there all the time, but occasionally I'd go eat there, for my birthday or something, or with friends, but yeah, I wouldn't eat there all the time, because it does get expensive, but it's also a more fancy restaurant, too, so you kind of go in there. It's not like a McDonald's or something. You can actually go in there and actually eat at a dining room. The dining room, at least the one in Jeff, was actually really nice. I don't know the one here. I don't know if it's nice. I'm actually going to find out when I go there if it's still open. But I think it should still be open because, I don't know, because I think last time I checked it was already, open. But I could be wrong. I don't know. But yeah, this is just kind of sad that a lot of these fast food places and all that are closing. But again, it's partially their fault because they were raising prices. But at least they're not like, Hollywood, where they're learning their lessons the hard way, Disney and Warner Brothers and, all those studios, who produce movies, they're learning this crap the hard way, and they're waiting till the last minute when their company is filing bankruptcy to finally do something. So yeah, it's definitely a problem there, but at least I think the restaurant people are at least learning it the more easy way. Like McDonald's and Burger King are bringing their prices back down. They're not as expensive as they were. They're still overpriced, and all that, but they're not as expensive as they were. But yeah, they have been raising their prices in the past, but I don't know what's happening with Burger King. Burger King, I've been hearing, is actually planning on remodeling their locations. So they're actually gonna they have the new logo, but for some reason, this is actually funny. A lot of locations actually still have the old Burger King logo. Because I actually bought a gift card for the old logo because I collect gift cards, and that's because I thought they were gonna disappear. But no, they're still all over the stores. They literally are. And back then I paid like $10 for it. Now I have to pay like $15, for that because stuff's more expensive. But yeah, I do feel like this whole thing is going to collapse, honestly. This is probably going to end badly, not just for restaurants, but for in general. Even like freaking insurance. People are getting so fed up with insurance. Insurance is freaking ridiculous. They have to make a certain amount of money and all that, and the problem is it's so screwed up because, people can't live like that because, with groceries and going up and all that, people can't live like that, so yeah, the whole insurance thing is just screwed up and all that, and yeah, it just sucks, my dad's having to pay like quite a bit of money, for his surgery, which is ridiculous because his insurance doesn't cover it because he makes too much money, and he makes like 20 something an hour. I think 20 or 21 an hour. The problem is though although that sounds like a lot of money, with crap the way it is now, it's not really that much money. So that's why people too aren't eating out as much anymore either. That and a lot of buildings look freaking generic as hell now. Like if you go inside a lot of these places, they look generic. But I've been to like both Burger King and McDonald's and all that, and yeah, they look generic. Well, Burger King, believe it or not, Burger King, I've been into a few locations. They still got some stuff going for them. If you actually go to I have one in the Jeff that's still open. When I went there, they have like a Burger King, the Burger King logo on the wall and all that. It feels like Burger King, But McDonald's, when you go inside McDonald's, it doesn't feel like McDonald's anymore. Like it feels like a whole different, thing, Now I hear that people are making things gray and all that so they can, people could buy, so it's easier to clean, which is true. Cleaning that stuff it's definitely easier, but because it doesn't show as much dirt. But the problem is it doesn't actually work very well because we have gray floors in the house, and honestly, sometimes it's hard for me to tell if there's dirt on there because it doesn't show up as much, which was what I was afraid of. Honestly, I would have chosen a different design for the house if I had the option. I wouldn't have chose this dark color, but that's the way it is. But I would have chose a different color. But I know I'm not the only one on this stuff because people are talking about how plain McDonald's looks, not how gray it looks. The dining rooms still don't look awful, like if you go inside of them, but they definitely don't look that great anymore. They look very generic as hell and all that. They don't look very good anymore. So I kind of see where people are coming from. But that's one of the reasons why people don't want to eat at a restaurant either, because they get it to go, but there definitely aren't people eating inside as much as they used to, because the restaurants all are generic now. We still have some that are unique and all that, like Sonic and all that, but Sonic technically is outside, but there are still quite a few restaurant brands that are still unique and all that, like Red Lobster, for example. But like Taco Bell and Wendy's and all that, they all look identical to each other and all that, and it's just stupid. And I know that they're doing it too because they're trying to they said something about keeping it that way, wanting to keep it that way so people can move into the building easier. But that just makes it look so generic, if someone's gonna move into the freaking building, why not just I don't know, why not let them choose to to redesign it? It can't be that expensive to make some adjustments here and there, instead of freaking doing this, because other restaurants have actually moved into Pizza Huts who that have turned into a box shaped places too. So it's not really that hard. It's just people are don't care, and they're lazy about it, and people are just fed up with it. But yeah, I don't know. This is definitely not very good, and I think other restaurants are starting to end up like this too. So I don't know how well this is all going to end, but yeah, it's not really looking very good for these restaurants. McDonald's, like I said, McDonald's is not as busy as it once was. It's still got customers through the drive-thru, but most of the time it's very, empty. There's not as the parking lots aren't as full. Because I know I've looked up on Google Maps, because some places the Google Maps will actually work very well, while others it just sucks. But that's just Google Maps for you. But yeah, I probably should go ahead and end up letting things go from here though, because I gotta get some stuff done. But yeah, tell me what you guys think about this in the comments below, and I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.